from the recent midterm elections. Billions of dollars were spent and untold man hours involved in the election. And I do not want to discuss the politics of it. I want to discuss what lessons can we learn from the process to apply to our business lives and to our real estate business in particular. I'm Bill Gross, and I'm fascinated by politics. You may not know, I was a political science major in college. I worked for a U.S. Senate campaign. I volunteered for local, state, and national campaigns in my career. I'm currently a low-level elected official in Los Angeles on the neighborhood council. But I would say that I'm as interested in politics as many people are in sports. I find the process, of course I vote, and of course I have my own feelings and political beliefs, but separate from that, I also find it fascinating from an entertainment point of view or a business learning point of view. And so much like other people follow sports and who's winning and the playoff schedules and draft picks, I enjoy watching politics. And I want to say that at this most recent midterm election, with all the interest, and I see a lot of people frustrated on both sides, there's some amazing opportunities for lessons that I'm drawing from them to remind myself that I want to share. So what are they? Number one, it's hard work to win. Both sides are frustrated to some degree that they didn't have better outcomes, that they didn't have more success in getting more seats or losing less seats or whatever the outcome they wanted was. And I think I saw one of the commentators, again, don't want to get into the politics of it, but I thought her commentary was right on, where she said, it's hard work to win elections. It's hard to unseat incumbents. In particular, Grant Cardone, a business coach that I really admire a lot and mentor, says even if you have the best product or service by far, and even if you give it away for free, it's 10 times harder than you'd imagine to get customers to buy it. And so imagine in politics where your product or service is, let's say, hard to understand or hard to make tangible to the customer, but even more so, the same so in real estate. Why should they pick us over somebody else? It's hard to make them understand the value. And to the extent that we work hard at it and are good at it, they'll understand they can choose us. But it is hard. It's meant to be hard. Anything of value is meant to be hard. Now in politics, we should say it's a good thing that it's hard, because if the other side could do a better job and win, politics could go back and forth and we'd have chaos, or maybe the bad side would take charge. But in business, it's the same way, because if it's hard work to get the business in the first place, then it's hard for your competitor to take it from you. So don't wish that the business was less hard. One thing Tony Robbins says is wish that you are better or be better so that the hard business is yours rather than somebody else's. So that's number one lesson learned, is hard work, anything of value should be hard. It is very hard work to change people's minds and opinions, no matter what, whether in real estate or in politics. Number two, one of the things that I saw from this particular election was the power of belonging. It's one thing to say customers should choose me because I'm cheaper or I'm better or have more features or benefits. But there's some people who are hesitant to change because the incumbent person they've chosen they belong to them. And what does that mean? They belong to their church or their neighborhood, or they know them through their family members. They belong in some relationship with them, and it's difficult to make that change. In politics, you may have heard the term, our team, drive or die with them. And I think to some degree, though, that's also true in business, that people associate with somebody, even will accept a lower quality service. Maybe their company has a preferred provider for no other reason than that. They're part of the team, or they come to the holiday party. People will use those vendors. So we need to know that relationship. Working with an attorney's office to get referrals might be harder to unseat the incumbent just because I've been to a couple parties with staff members than you would ever imagine. I noticed in politics something I've never seen before. And again, I'm not judging or commenting on the politics, but you would have to miss this as a historian on purpose. John Fetterman's dress. Again, without regards to whether he's good or bad, he is unique in that he wears a hoodie and blue jeans. I don't think I've ever seen a politician at any event dressed like that. And on one hand, it's a remarkable thing that he was elected, but it would have to be remarkable his effort for that to happen as well. And I think his dress speaks so much to who he belongs to. I don't know if they necessarily think about it or not, but in order to be on his team, right? The only way you're going to vote for somebody who has some limited capacity is if he clearly is on your team. And his dress so clearly speaks to who he was trying to identify as his team. That, I think, has a lot to do with his victory. And so I think we as real estate agents or business people need to think about our dress and how that states who we belong to. Personally, whenever I go to court, I wear a suit and tie. I want the judge for sure and the attorneys to treat me with respect as a professional. During COVID, I made the choice to dress down a bit and use polo shirts because it's more comfortable and my image has changed. And I want the team to feel more comfortable working with me. But again, a dress is so important, and the power is you're saying I belong with you, not I'm better than you, and that's why we dress up. I think that's why some real estate agents and businesses have pictures with their dogs and their families. Some can look staged and fake, but if it's genuine, you're saying I'm part of the team of dog owners, or I'm part of the team of family members. And so that's why those pictures, you have to think about how you use them or don't use them. Also, I want to say that's why in my business, I educate attorneys. I educate their paralegal staffs. I educate realtors. I want to be part of the team as the teacher, so they look at me in that role. And so you have to think about when you market and build your business, how do you fit in to people's lives? Not just your product or service, but how do you personally, where do you fit into the organization chart of their life? So that's number 2, the power of belonging. Very powerful. Again, without judging good or bad political decisions, it would be undeniable to not see the power of the dress on both sides and how they use them. Number 3, I would say different messages for different people. It was fascinating to me in the post-mortem to hear the news talk about the key issues on the right were A, B, and C, and the key issues on the left were A, B, and C. And I couldn't help but notice that they were different. And I think as business people, we think there's one or two proper issues, but no, there's issues that will appeal to our perspective part of the market. And remember, well, in politics, you either win or lose by getting 50% or more. In business, you can win at 40%, 30%. A real estate agent in a market, and most businesses in a market, if they get to 10% market share in any geography, is fantastic. So you're not looking to win all of them. You're looking for the percentage that will get you to 10% and have your message be appropriate for that group. So for me, for example, I know there are real estate agents that have deep personal relationships with certain attorneys. I know there's some that have a more slick, high-end marketing approach than I do. That's not who I want to be. But my message is oriented towards the attorneys and the real estate agents who are going to benefit from my expertise, my communication skills, my ability to bring them resources. And so there's a niche that I fit to. What niche do you fit to in your business? You got to make sure your messages are tailored towards the group of people you want to do business with, not the majority or the biggest group necessarily, but the group that's going to do business with you. So again, to recap, 3 important lessons from the midterms. Again, without regards to the politics, but lessons that we can apply to our business. Number 1, it's hard work. Getting business is hard work. It should be, but understand it's hard work. Number 2, the power of belonging. Whoever you're marketing to, you want them to feel they're joining with you, or you're joining in with them, or you've been part of them for a period of time. Number 3, make sure your message is appropriate for the segment of the market that you're looking to get. You can't address the whole market, because when you try to get everything, you end up with nothing. Figure who your niche is, your particular focus, and make sure your messaging and your systems are appropriate to that. So hopefully these are 3 lessons we can all use on our real estate business and our business in general. If I can help, as always, Bill Gross, the LAProbateExpert.com. Make today your best day ever. Thanks so much.